Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing today? I hope we're doing well. I hope we're doing amazing. It is officially 2026 and we're here today back on stream. How are we all doing? I hope we're doing well. Hope we're doing fantastic. Guys, let's see if I can get myself on screen as well. First off, let's make sure YouTube is working. Is YouTube working? YouTube seems to be working. So let's see if this works. And there we go. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I hope we're doing well. It is, as I said, officially 2026. So we are going to have some fun today. But before we do anything, Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas period. Hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. And hope you guys are ready to start making some content again. Hey Revbomb, hey Kitabyte, hey Specking, hey Elmo, hey Predator, Chicken Nuggy coming in with that 10 months, you legend. Hey Patrick Plenty, hey Gary, hey Frozen Echo, hey NASCAR, hello Eras, hello Mama Sugar, hey Maria, hey Carito, hey Frosty. How we all doing? You got yourself a personal best with the 3-stream streak. Let's go, Maria. How are you? Oh, man. What a time it has been. Let's get the music to a more reasonable level over here. And then we have some stuff to do today. Today is going to be good fun. First, let's just catch up for a bit. But later, we are going to have some... What's that doing over there? You're not supposed to be there. Go away. Where's my button? Why is there a hype train running? There should not be a hype train running. Hey Maria, thank you so much for the resub as well. You absolute legend. I don't think it turned itself off. There we go. That's a lot better. Frosty Pie also coming in with the 10 stream streak. We love to see it. We love to see it. How you doing, Mama Sugar? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful New Year's, as I said. Hope you guys had a wonderful... Guys, that was not a cheeky invitation. Eras, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. That was not... No. Oh, God. Hey, Me5 Wife, hey, Jada Mac over on YouTube. Yes, guys, we are live on YouTube as well. We are going to be live on YouTube and Twitch, I'm hoping twice a week. Frosty, no, don't do that. Frosty, thank you so much for the 5 gifted to Collectonian, Iona, Revbomb, The Pocket Problem, and DH Gamins. Yeah, exactly, Eras. Math, chat, no. Chat, yes. That is pretty much how it goes every single time. Hey, Zekatan, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you guys are doing amazing. I hope you all had a wonderful start to the year. I hope you all had a chance to think about the things we talked about the last stream, which was way back in 2025. I know, it's terrible. Hey, Josie, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. We did not get a chance to recharge the batteries. I first had a massive backache issue. Then it was just a harsh 2 weeks. But we did have a lot of fun. Hey, Specking coming in with a 10 stream streak as well. Seems like it was just yesterday. Honestly, it's December and November were such weird months. I've actually had a look. In December, I managed to go live 5 times. Which is about, I don't know, a third of my usual. Just because there was so much to do. And that's something I need to work on as well. Hey, Mama Sugar coming in with the 75 biddies. Let's go. Today, what we are going to do... Hey, King, how are you? Hey, Josie. Can't remember if I said yes. But, usual content delta amount or counting Mathman EU? No, that was My usual content delta amount is twice a week every month, so that's 8 times. But in November and December together, I was live 5 times. Yeah, it was not great. It was not great. You just realized it's been a year since you've seen me? No, you've not seen me since last year. I've not been streaming on this channel yet for a year, so that would be very, very difficult. Yeah, so we didn't do much in the last 2 months. Well, I say that. I just had a lot of other things going on. Before anything, today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about something that I tried to talk about a bit last time, which didn't come across very well. It's the idea of yearly themes. And one of the things that I got specifically asked is, can I go through my yearly theme for this year and just give an example really of what we are what I look for, as the title says, to make 2026 my best year ever, and hopefully I can help you guys get a bit inspired to make 2026 your best year ever. Life can and will get in the way, it always does. Yeah, in my case, I got to go to Germany for a week, which I had not expected. You had that same argument with a raider last night. I haven't raided you in a year. No, since last year. Yeah. I mean, if we gotta be pedantic, right, Jinx? Sometimes you gotta be pedantic. So, I will get right. I made notes. Like, I actually wrote things down that I have to talk about, which is not the usual thing for me. I usually just wing it, but I felt like I had to make some notes. I have paper notes and digital notes. I'm working on both of them at the same time. And literally, we are just going to be talking about... Let's start with the obvious thing, right? Why New Year's resolutions are crap. They are the worst way to start your year. And why, I will tell you guys in a second. Remember, we will have questions. You can ask them about Twitch, about streaming, about this. Not a worry. You could just ask them right there. And then later, I actually need to check. I haven't opened my Steam. I knew I forgot something before. I've not streamed in so long. I absolutely forgot how to stream. And guys, thank you all so much for the level 3 hype train. I need to make sure that I have a game ready and installed for what I want to do today, because I do have it installed. Ooh, good. Because I do plan to play some games later today. And the game we are going to play is going to be Noita. And I'll explain more about that later. It's a really cool game. It's a bit more action game, but the reason I wanted to play it today is because it can get you guys involved. You guys can get... you guys will have literally votes to do, and it will affect what happens in the game, which I thought could be quite fun. It was also the first game I went live with on this channel, which is funny. You set your resolutions on the last day of the year and complete same day. So the problem that I have with, let me see. I don't do resolutions. You took a jar and prettied it up, and once a week you write down something I learned, someone I helped, or what I'm grateful for on a pretty strip of paper, and then put it in the jar. At the end of the year, I read them all. I absolutely love that. That is fantastic. I genuinely think that that is quite amazing, because that just shows that is a form of like a very physical form of gratitude journaling, and I think that's a great way to do that. because gratitude journaling, I'm not a big fan of, but having something physical that fills up through the year, that is a great idea. But the reason I absolutely hate New Year resolutions is because people look at New Year's resolutions wrong. And I think in many ways, when people make a New Year's resolution, they might as well take a shotgun to their own foot, because the way that most people handle this doesn't work. Let's take one of the most popular New Year's resolutions. And if you got this as your New Year's resolution, please let me know, right? I want to read more books. I am going to read 20 books this year, or 12 books this year. This is one that we very, very often, or that you very, very often see, and people say, I will do this, that amount of time, and that is my New Year's resolution. Okay. Let's say that you do 12, you want to do 12 books. But at the end of the year, life has been in the way, right? As was mentioned, and you only got 11 books. Well, now you failed your New Year's resolution. And because of that, it becomes harder to complete a New Year's resolution again. Even though you've read 11 books, which might be a whole 11 more than the year before. But because your goal was 12, you have failed your New Year's resolution. Okay, but what if instead of books, you halfway through the year, you've read 5 books, you're not really into it, you're really struggling to get to them, it's not fun to do, you realize, well, actually, what if I just start reading academic journals? We broke plates. Each of us wrote things, habits we want to leave behind in 2025 with a Sharpie. Then at the new year, ceremoniously broke them together. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting way of doing it, Grumpa. I have to say, I've never done like the idea. I adopted the idea of yearly themes a few years ago, and every single year it has made me succeed more than if I hadn't done. Except for 1 year. And I'll talk about why I didn't succeed in that 1 year as well. But to get back to it, if you realize halfway through the year that your New Year's resolution of reading 12 books doesn't work because after 5 books you just don't have the energy to read another, I don't know, 7, and you start reading academic articles, or you start reading biographies, or anything that's not a book, well, you've still failed your New Year's resolution. So instead, I always very, very much focus on the idea of a yearly theme. And what a yearly theme can be is super, super broad. Luckily, because there are different ways to attack these. But before I say more, hey, Big Scooby, hey, Ruthless Racing, how you doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy New Year. A yearly theme is less you need to do a certain thing, right? You need to read 12 books, but instead of that, you call it the year of reading. And what that means is that now, all year long, that's the intention at least, let's start with the intention, is instead of thinking, oh, I need to read 12 books, or I need to read 20 articles, or whatever it is, it's just, okay, you're sitting on the sofa one night and you think to yourself, okay, what am I going to do? Well, you could go to your PC and game. You could turn on the TV and watch Netflix. Or, because it's the year of reading, you might pick up a book instead. And that is all that a year of reading means. It means that when you have the opportunity and when you can set your mind to it, you choose the thing that best fits your year. That is the original intention. We are going to work this out and put some goals and objectives and that sort of stuff to it, so that we actually achieve something. But the idea is that this throughout the year, this low droning rhythm of your year keeps in the back of mind, which allows you to achieve much more than, for example, saying, I'm going to the gym 3-4 times a week. You fail that on your third week, and you don't go to the gym at all anymore. Right? This is sort of the idea behind it. Two Wolf Design is saying, only resolution I've not failed in the past is waking up, breathing, and living for the next year. Exactly. And that is, while that is a great achievement, we would like to do more than that, than waking up, breathing, and living for the next year, right? We would like to build our skills. We would like to build our lives a bit more than that. Hey, old wizard, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. I hope so too. I absolutely hope so too. I can't promise anything, but I do hope so. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to share with you guys first my theme. And if you guys have some ideas of themes that you want to talk about or want to discuss, then feel free to do so. You can also do that in the Discord. I have a specific channel called Stream Chat, which is specifically for you to discuss things that we are talking about during the stream. And I might look at that in a little bit, and maybe after the stream as well, see if we can get you guys some good themes for the year. Hey, Totempic, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. My theme for the year, I had loads of thoughts. I genuinely had loads of things that I thought about. I was like, ooh, this could be a good theme, and this could be a good theme. Maybe I'll work on, this weird thing that I hadn't thought about. And eventually, as I was running through a few of these, I got down to 2 possibilities. Hey, Content Groove, how you doing? I got down to 2 possibilities. And the first possibility was the year of new beginnings. The idea being, Freya's now a year old. She's an actual child instead of a pooping potato that you need to feed. We are buying our first house. I have a project which has been funded, which means that the next 2 years I'll be working on one thing and one thing specifically, instead of working on many different projects at the same time. It feels like it is a year of new beginnings. It feels like I need to restart from the ground up. I can build up a lot of the basic systems again, feel like I'm working on these things. And as I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this more in a concrete sense, I was thinking, okay, but what do I actually want to achieve? What are the things that, if I do that during my year of new beginnings, fit within that theme, gives me the satisfaction that I'm looking for, right? Makes me a better person, better content creator, better husband, better father, whatever you're focusing on, whatever my focus was going to be. And I spend a good week thinking about this, and I just realized there's nothing there. I came up with stuff like, oh, maybe, yeah, I need to set up the office, and maybe I can I've dropped Mathman as a streaming thing late in the year. I can do like I focus on Content Delta as the main pillar. Maybe I can say some stuff about the content creation and about the goals that I have for this year, which I will talk about more later. But nothing really, it didn't resonate. It didn't feel like something I would think about the whole year going, that's what I want to do. And the problem was, the second one that I had thought of had that exact same issue. So I sat back, I think this was a few days ago. I was like, last year, I had a very specific theme. And I was working on this theme for what I thought was the whole year. And then I opened my little file and I rolled through it and I scrolled through it and I was like, fuck. I've not achieved any of this. Nothing that is on this page right now I have actually achieved. And then, of course, as you do in a reflective mood, I thought, why? And then I realized, oh wait, it was the first year of Freya's life. Year 1 of a baby's life, the parents are in survival mode. They are not in progression mode. So I ended up doing the simplest, but for me, most significant thing. And that was that I decided to redo the same theme as I had last year for this year. That really seemed like the best way to go for me. And so my theme for this year is the year of intentional focus. That might sound a little diffuse, but for me, it actually has some really, really important things that I want to focus on. One, it's intentional focus. So my big realization last year, and actually my big realization this year as I was reading it back, is I have limited energy and limited time. I need to specifically choose what I invest that time in. I need to be deliberate, and I need to protect the sort of areas, the little glasses that I fill up with energy very, very closely. Because otherwise, well, the year's gonna go by and you're just running, which I have been doing the last year. I've just been running, trying to keep up and never actually making it. So for me, I'm going to do this exact same theme again. That's not a cop-out. That's just me admitting this year was probably not the right year to do the year of intentional focus. Because even the smallest things, which I could fix in half an hour's work, I had fixed at the start of the year, and by the end of the year, didn't work anymore. So that's my theme for the year. Of course, if that is the only part I say, there's more to this, and we will talk about that in just a moment. The ads are about to start over on Twitch, so I'm just gonna run those, and then we will definitely get back to this. But what have you been thinking about? For those that were here before Christmas, what are the themes that you want to focus on this year? What are some of the things that you struggle with most, that if you took a year to solve those and really build new habits for you, that you could change your life for the better in a significant way? You have chronic health issues, Mama Sugar. You totally understand intentional focus. Yeah. So for me, intentional focus is really all about, it's not just having focus, because I can focus. That's not a problem. If I put on my music, I can sit down for 4 hours and do work. But it's the intention that's the problem. It's I can focus for 4 hours, but I'll be focusing on 5 things at the same time. Nothing actually gets done. My semi-ADHD brain jumps from, ooh, I need to do that. No, wait. Before I even finish that, I get distracted by this. And that is where intentional focus for me is the main driver. The intent is super important in that. You have the same problem to Tempik? Yeah, so that is why we're talking about this, right? Because I think that if you could, for example, just to give some suggestions for years. Year of intentional focus, I think, is a really good one. Year of a very similar one, but depends on how you want to phrase it. I've heard this one before, is the year of detox. People limiting their screen time, limiting social media time, being more careful about what they interact with in the world, both digitally and physically, which I think is a really good one. Year of health is a very traditional one, where you look more towards, how do we say this? Towards physical and mental health. So you focus on, I don't know, weight loss, muscle gain, fat loss, these kind of things, right? Year of growth is a very, very nice one. So for you, Totempik, what is your idea behind year of growth, right? What is the reason that would be your year? What would help you? If I'd learn how to save money, but I like to make others happy, so you spend everything on others. Is that just a money issue, Specking? Because honestly, I've heard people do a year of me. Not just looking at how they spent their money, but also making the choice for themselves and focusing on their mental health and their experience of life more than others. Mine would be more of a yes person, trying new things, and less of a no person. That's great. And it's super easy. Like, okay, year of experiments. Year of experience. You can give this a super catchy name and then write down 3 to 5 things where you're like, okay, what fits in this and I can actually achieve within a year. I think my theme is similar to yours. I have the exact same issue where I let myself bounce between things too much. So your big focus is going to be building, world building, and building your video editing skills and your presenting skills. I like that. I like that. So for you, it really is going to be a, well, yeah, also, it's a year of growth, right? Building skills, or a year of skills. So Tempik is saying, be more open-minded, look out of the box instead of following the sheep. Progress in how I live daily. I love that. That is really, really nice. Two Wolf Design is saying the year of balance. Better balance of life, work, personal, and others. You know what I often see when people do a year of balance? Or what I've read about and what I've heard about. I really like that one. I think it's really, really good. I think you have to consider, if you are going to be focusing on a year of balance, to not forget the relationships with partner, with family, and friends. That is one of the things that often slips away with that particular theme, where people focus very much on themselves and work and their health and building like a scheme or not a scheme a pattern in life that works for them, right? A daily routine or a rhythm. I struggle with that as well, to be honest. Communication with others. I forget to reply. It's not my intention, but I do. You just don't care about yourself. Yeah, Specking, maybe a year of me is a good idea. So I will switch over to the other side. I'm going to take you guys with me over here because I want to talk about I'm going to take you guys now get a little bit of ideas of what you want to do and maybe for a general idea of your next year. Content Groove, thank you so much for the follow, you absolute legend. But I want to talk about some core principles. And the core principles, these are why do you want to do this year? Like, what makes it important to you? And it doesn't have to be specific. It doesn't have to be, big. This is just what are the things that you would like to solve within your theme this year. You'll probably have to sit and think with this for a bit. Absolutely, Kitabyte. And that's why we talk about these things, right? I don't expect all of you to get an idea of, oh, I want to do this year. But I will ask for like ideas. What are the things you want to solve? What are the things you're looking at? And how can we fit them under an umbrella of a year of? Excuse me. So for me, let's start with what I think is the most important principle for my theme. So for the theme of intentional focus. And that is conscious choice over reactive behavior. I know that sounds fancy, but it's very, very simple. It just means that I want to focus on building a proactive environment where I can think on the long term without having to react to things going wrong or things I slipped up on or things that have their due date in 2 days I haven't even started. So that is principle one. Because the problem that happens is that when you are constantly reacting to what other people want from you or things that have a deadline that you suddenly need to do things for, that costs so much more energy than when you can sit down, plan it, and say, okay, in 3 weeks, I should have gone from A to B to C to D. Queen B, very good question. How should I tell my parents that I like to stream if they are protected? Oh, that's a really good question. How do I how would I go about doing this? I mean, my parents were never that sheltering. They were like, yeah, you fuck around and find out, you know? But I think one of the key things is, first off, just tell them, right? Tell them, hey, there's this thing called Twitch, it's live, or there's this thing called YouTube, I want to do live stuff on there where I can interact with people all over the internet. And that's probably going to shock them already because they have no idea what you're talking about. So then try and explain what it is, but be realistic. You know, there are risks that you have to account for. There are things that you have to consider. And then start working on building a rapport with them, with your parents, to mitigate those risks. I know this is very difficult to talk about more concretely because this is very dependent on how your parents react, but in the end it is a case of you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to try. Tell them there's this thing called streaming, explain them what it is, and then say, I'd like to give that a try. You don't need any gear. You just need a microphone. That's it. The camera that you can use, your phone, if you don't have anything else, usually is the best camera you can find anyway. And for the rest, just give it a try. See if you like it. It's like any other hobby. Hey, Rips McPizza, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing amazing. What was I talking about? Ah, yes. Hey, Iona, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Happy New Year. Big thing you had to tell your fam was that it wasn't getting in the way of what I was currently doing. AKA not leaving uni to stream. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. That is a big one. Agreed. Remoria, thank you so much for the follow. How you doing? And how filthy, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think that is the bigger one. Like, if you want to stream and you also have uni or a job or whatsoever, first consider for yourself if there's enough time for you to stream, right? Do you have 3 to 4 nights to dedicate? Your mom is always asking you who you're playing with or talking to. You hit 32 followers on Twitch. First off, congratulations. Big. I think for parents, it's really, really hard to understand the whole streaming idea, right? I don't think it comes very naturally. And that's because these sorts of live interaction things they were just not around in the same way. So, helping them understand what Twitch is, that would be, I would say, would be the major thing. I think they understand making videos better than they do streaming. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who you are talking to, I usually answer with the internet. But that might not be too useful. Like, my mom knows how the internet works. I've been playing WoW, World of Warcraft for like over 20 years now. I am old as fuck, correct. And that is just that is something I grew up with. It's been 22 now, if I recall correctly. My beard, it is graying as we speak. Don't do this to me, Eras. Don't do this to me. Yeah, it's 2004. November 2004. So it is still 21 years. I have also been playing for 21 years, but that's something else. World of Warcraft is old enough to drink. I don't think we need to introduce alcohol to World of Warcraft for it to be completely unplayable. Now your parents love the attention, so now it's hard to get them off the stream. Understandable. I have that as well. I have this unspoken deal with my mum. My mum watches the stream quite regularly, but we just have to deal. She doesn't talk in chat, and I'm okay with that. Hey, Sagnika, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. See you soon, Frosty. I think it's difficult, though, for many people. If you look at it, right? How do you explain to the world what streaming is? I know many streamers, even full-time streamers, that will be like, what do you do for a living? I produce videos. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not gonna talk about this whole live thing because how am I gonna explain that? Yeah, video producer. Exactly. Oh, anything I've seen? Well, it's like going to a sports bar, only you're the one on screen doing the commentating and playing. That's probably the closest I've ever heard. Yeah. Hey, Maury, how you doing? Hey, Jessa, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. Doing fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah, having a really good day, actually. I had 2 weeks off streaming, so I am very happy to be back. You're a live video editor. You edit what your video will be while live, except you can't cut out all the fuck-ups that you make, and you just have to live with them because they're on the internet forever now. You do so many things that you just tell your dad you're a server engineer because that's more understandable than explaining you do 7 different tech jobs. You know what, Eras? I get the joy of telling people I'm a mathematician. And you know what? It is the best way to shut people up. The number one response I get is, I don't like maths. Super. We're done talking then. Bye. That is literally the main thing that people tell me. And it's like, okay, super. Just tell people you're a mathematician and there are 0 follow-up questions. 0. You can get out of talking about my job if I start over and go into maths? Yes. I'm a mathematician. So what do? I make new maths for people to learn. I never liked maths. No, me neither. That's why I started to study it. And then you walk away because they're no longer interested. Genuinely, it's fantastic. Highly recommend. If you don't want to talk about your job, become a mathematician. What was I saying? Yes, like, but with streaming, it's hard as well. I think most people will say, like, video producer, or I run my own company, I've heard as well. Man, the different things that I've heard people say. Because I actually asked this as a question, I think 2 TwitchCons ago. In the partner lounge, I was like, what do you tell your family what you do? Like, I was trying to explain... This was when my other channel had just gotten partner. I was like, how do you even explain to people what Twitch partner is or what partner is in general? Yeah, no, don't even start. Like, it's... Yeah, I run my own company is the best way to go. Merch technically counts as a business. This performing... Like, talking to the internet while making a limited amount of money is technically a business. You don't have to go into merch yet. Look, once you start making merch, you can add you're a product designer. And then people start asking questions. Don't do that. Most common questions. People actually watch you play games? Why? As they tune into a football game every week. Why don't they go play those games? Yep. That's just how it is. It's also just like, what are you gonna do, right? How are you going to even explain it? Hey, Leaf Mist, how you doing? Welcome in over on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Can't you play football yourself? Why do you need to watch it? Yeah, exactly. Can't you just go onto the pitch and be... But the thing is, right? If you watch football, most people will watch it because they are more experienced or have better skills in the game, football, than you do. While as a streamer, you can't even boast that. Try explaining being a moderator. So, I manage an online community. Yeah. Community manager is fairly easy, right? I'm a community manager for a famous person on the internet. Hey, Liberacorn, how are you doing? You're the channel parent. You have many children. Yeah, no, that's rough. That's rough. That's like... Community manager, I think, is an okay description because that's literally what you do, right? As a moderator. But I think explaining streamer or content creator in general is rough. It's really hard. But when it's people close to you, like parents, it's like my second most hated question. Oh, you actually make money doing that? So how much do you make? Enough to live on. No, Jessa, that's not what we're doing here. We're not judging people for watching sports. What we were specifically judging was somebody saying, and people actually watch you play games online? Right? Yeah, but while they're tuning into American football every week on the TV. Streamer equals stand-up comedian. Both are live entertainers, but people only get one of those two. Yeah, but the problem is, Jinx, look. If you tell me you're a stand-up comedian, my first question is going to be, oh, go on then. Tell me a joke. Trust me, you do not want to get that question every single time. Two streamers walk into a bar. Da-dunk. But yeah, like... How much money do you make is such a... Oh, man. Like, I don't mind answering those things. I'm quite open about those things. But it's still quite a personal... Like, just imagine, what do you do, right? I'm an accountant. How much money do you make? Any other job than streamer. Any other job. It's such a rude question because it feels like the assumption is prove it's viable. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. Like, you need to validate your business. Like, if my business is, I don't know, I set up first dates for dogs. they wouldn't ask that. Well, they would also ask that question, but they would not be so surprised about my job. But when it's streaming, YouTube, anything online, they're like, then they should Google the average full-time streamer income. Pro tip, don't. If you actually Google and find a good answer for the average full-time streamer income, you are gonna cry your heart out. Because there are streamers that are streaming 160 hours a month, making less than minimum wage in the US for a 40-hour job. And they're full-time. Yeah, the average is surprisingly low. It's those people that are at the top that are making bunch. Making bunch? Making bank or making a bunch? Can I English today? Probably. Asmongold is not the average streamer? No. The top 0.01%? Probably not the average streamer. Maybe that's why they're asking, though. Overall curiosity, still not proper to ask someone that. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think streamers, in general, should be way more open about their income. Because I think there is a lot, especially for smaller streamers, there is a huge disparagement between how much they make, how much a streamer makes on average, and how they make their money, than small streamers realize. Hey, Hattie, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Hey, Spartan, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. How do you know if you're making good content instead of bad? You feel like the level of content always changes, and the content you do put out is good, but it's not with the times. How do you know if you're making good content? You're getting views. If you make good content, you're getting the viewers. Like, click rate is, are you making interesting packaging? Watch time is, are people interested in what you have to say? And that's it. Those are the only two metrics you need to look at to see if you have good content. The rest is, yeah. There's more you can look at, but those are the main two. Hey, Gene, how you doing? Doing well, doing well. Thank you very much for asking. You'd likely need over 1k average viewers on Twitch to ever make enough to go full-time on that income alone. So, I actually have very strong feelings about this, but let's start with the actual data. We'll get back to this in a second. I will leave this here. I will scroll to the blank slate, right? So, a lot of small streamers. A lot of small streamers. If you look at streaming alone, they think that over 90% of their income is going to come from what I call fan funding, what YouTube calls fan funding. I would say that most people should call it fan funding. Fan funding is bits, subs, anything where your viewers pay you for the content that you make. Hey, Claudio. Hey, Diagon Ali. How you doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Like, that is the main thing people think it is. But actually, if 90% or more than 90% of your money comes from fan funding, you don't have a business. You have a charity. Let me see. Hey, Vatrix, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You're looking forward to 2026, Ali? Me too. Me too. More so that so many people think partner is enough. It definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. Hey, Bubba, how are you doing? Do you have a framework to assess if an idea could work or not? When you talk about an idea, do you mean for YouTube, for example? Like for a YouTube video? Feel free to throw it, by the way, if you're on Twitch, feel free to throw it into the TTS queue, because then I can actually answer the questions. Hey, Dr. Green, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Partner just unlocks front page opportunities. There's a few. So there is front page opportunities. You get a partner Discord where you can talk to other partners. There's also a partner support line, but for the rest, it is not great. You don't get a lot out of it. But let's quickly go back here. It is definitely not 90% of fan funding. How much can fan funding be when it's enough? Maria? Two things here. One, fan funding is never enough. Streamers that fully rely on fan funding to get their money in is terrible. Absolutely terrible. The problem is, you might make $100 one month and $2,000 the next. You don't know. Hey, L&D, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Bubba, there is a Twitch channel point redemption called Send TTS. That's how you can send a TTS. It will go in the queue. I can explain the whole system. I went to apply and realized you can only ask to be featured in an 8-hour window, so chances are it won't even be your usual time slot. I got featured once, and that one time, I had to change my time slot. Like my normal schedule to fit. But I'm gonna be honest. If you are working under the impression that fan funding is all you need, you really shouldn't. Fan funding, when you are big enough to go full time, should be less than 20%. Less than 20% of your income should come from your other viewers. Like from your viewers, from subs, bits, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it is the tip on top of the income. I'm gonna do 80% of your income should come from one of three sources. Sponsors. These are companies that pay you to make videos on their behalf. You could, for example, count like dedicated videos. You sometimes see me doing these as well, where I introduce the video and then I do a sponsorship for something like Nexus Clips or something like that, and then I do the whole video. That is sponsors. These are business to business deals that you make. And there's ads, which means I'm gonna listen to a TTS.
How Filthy 44 says, first stream in a while I've been able to catch.
Hey, let's go.
I'm doing great, hope you and your family are.
We are doing fantastic. Thank you very much, How Filthy. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, fan funding should definitely be the tip. Yes, we could talk about the difference between affiliate and sponsor deals as well. Or they have different names. There's affiliate deals and sponsorships, or sponsorships are sometimes called brand deals. Affiliates are sometimes called conversion-based deals. There's different names for this, but usually people talk about affiliate deals and sponsorships, or affiliate deals and brand deals. We have not yet Kirito. So the ads are over. We're back here. So yeah, 80% of your income as a full-time content creator should come from sponsors. That's 1. 2 is ad revenue. This is Twitch or YouTube paying you because other people are watching ads. Again, they are not paying you. This is not fan funding. This is YouTube or Twitch paying you. And the third option, there are multiple options here. Some people will do merch. Some people will do special content. Some people will do products. I'm just going to call this products. This could be courses. This could be merch. This could, like, that should be 80% of your stuff. This spicy kind is also an option, right? I have my thoughts about it, but some people like to do the spicy kind. That's also fine. Like, I'm not gonna judge that in this case, because we're just talking about monetization. These 4 are pretty much all the money that you can make as a streamer, as a content creator. As a streamer, you are going to struggle with this one, and this one. As a content creator, it becomes a lot easier. Hey, Otter, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. You absolute legend. So, just to go back one step, as a streamer, you're gonna have problems with these. As a content creator, you are not, because it becomes so much easier. So much easier when you have a presence on multiple platforms and you can sell that presence on multiple platforms. It's also why, if you look at the big streamers, if you look at full-time streamers, you will notice that they rarely ask for subs, for bits, for hype trains, and all that sort of stuff. They will just not care because it's such a little part of their income. I know a streamer personally. Who streams for, on average, 2,000 people. His fan funding is less than 10%. Less than 10% of his income. And he makes thousands on fan funding a month. Hey, Jormungandr, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing amazing. Unless the subs are for access to something. But no, I'm with Iona here. I am absolutely with Iona here. Do not like for me, do not put any content behind a paywall. You can do specific exclusive content behind paywalls if that is something you would want to do, but the main content should always be free, should be open. That is your product. What we call a loss leader, but that's something else. That is your product. Paygate ad-free version is good. I think, so for example, right? Something that I've been playing with is I want to take a lot of the knowledge that I have and I want to take that and make that into a course. But the course is not specifically for content. It will be for content creators. It will take you from a streamer to a content creator. We'll be talking about things like YouTube and that sort of stuff, other social media, how to grow, how to be successful, etc., etc. This is something that I've been playing as an idea, and I'm like, I could do that, but then people have to pay for it. Most of the stuff, actually all of the stuff, will be available for free as well on the YouTube, but there will be a course with more targeted step-by-step instructions, which could work. Let me see. I'm curious how you would balance that for a newer streamer who's getting little ad revenue, no product purchases, and sponsors annoy people. You're going to be in this part, in the 90%. And if you're in the 90%, get at it. Like, it... Okay. Hey, Miggy, hope you're doing well. That is awesome. I'm happy you're getting a lot out of this. There's a transition phase. So for me, Dr. Green, the transition phase that moves you from here to here is called going full-time. Well, that's the result of the transition phase. You are here, right? You're up here, you're doing your thing, you're doing the grind, and slowly but surely, you'll see that 90% become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And then once you hit the required dollar amount and you get to this 80-20 line, that's when you go, now I'm going to become full-time. Because now you have a fixed 80% income that is fitting with your spend and 20% on top. That's how I see it. And I will absolutely defend this to anybody. Anybody that says this differently. Yeah, exactly. You need to bankroll that because that is just work, right? You do work. It's also important to more than just go live. Streaming is great, but you need to do more than just streaming and throwing VODs on YouTube. That is why I am more and more removing the word streamer from my vocabulary. I don't talk about streamers anymore because streaming is not a business. Streaming is not a career choice. Content creation is. If you start creating content on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, everywhere, that is where you start building an actual business and where you start moving from that over 90% fan funding to the 80-20 rule. You're trying to make shorts for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, streaming 3 days a week. You play a game that has a lower demographic, which means I'm able to be found easier, yet you suffer to get a loyal audience. Oh, you know what I can recommend for you, Kaiser Hermit? Join our Discord. If you join our Discord, I think it's !Discord on YouTube as well, then I will be posting a sign-up sheet for this month's stream reviews. We can have a look at your stream, see where you can improve, and see if we can find some points where you would actually feel like, yeah, this is something where I can actually start building a better loyal audience or better viewership. Where was I? I was answering something and now I've completely forgot it. Hey, Baron von Derg, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yes, so products is everything such as merch, it is courses, it is, you know, the boom chicka wow wow kind of content. If you are into producing that, it's anything sort of, it's where you take something, videos or products or merch or courses or services, and you sell them as a separate thing. Yes, exactly. It includes your exclusive knee picks. Correct. Yeah, if you're selling knee picks, don't. Just don't. Happy New Year, Dirk. Happy New Year. There was something somebody said and I wanted to answer it. I've just completely missed it. If there's anything I forgot to answer, please re-ask. That's fair. How about forehead pics? You know what, Plate Smasher? I have tried. But the problem is, I tried to upload them to a website and they said they can't be bigger than a terabyte. And I just can't compress them small enough. I even tried to get a sponsor for my forehead. I actually tried. But apparently Heathrow Airport didn't want to open a new landing strip. Let's do a quick TTS before we go back to what we were talking about.
Bubba Barbarian says my idea is a YouTube channel that combines the audio, visual structure and content that normally is much too complicated, WoW lore, to just talk about it, while there is game footage in the background. I'd like to have this as long content. For short side teaser contents from the long videos. Additionally, I'd do gaming, chatting streams.
This could work. In general, this could work. But there are a few requirements that you really have to think about. Now, as I said, I am a huge World of Warcraft fanatic. Have been playing the game for 21 years, right? So, there is a large audience for this. But there are already loads of people doing like lore essays on World of Warcraft and on the Warcraft universe. So, you need to be, 1, really, really knowledgeable. 2, you need to be extremely well spoken. You need to have the right voice and the right rhythm and the right sort of energy for a long form 45-minute history of the Knights of the Silver Hand essay. And the third thing is you need to learn how to storytell, right? Learning how to storytell is the best skill that any YouTuber can develop. Understanding what a story beat is, how to build the hero cycle, what a point of no return is, how to get people interested, and what it means to be interested is great. You could do something like Oculus Imperia does for Warhammer 40k. He presents lore from an in-universe historian. And I would actually not do sneak peeks for your short-form content. I think a lot of your short-form content could be Stuff like there's this NPC in Icecrown in Northrend who sits at a fire and has a single quest for you, right? That NPC was put into the game because there was an actual WoW player that had been playing World of Warcraft for years who suffered from cancer and who eventually died. And as a memoriam to this person, they put the character in the game. If you can tell that story in an interesting way in a minute, those are the kinds of facts and stories that you can really pack a punch with in the short form. But again, you need the right voice, you need the right cadence. Storytelling is going to be a huge factor in this. So keep that in mind. But you can absolutely do something like that. And in the end, give it a try. Post weekly or bi-weekly videos post weekly or fortnightly, I have to say once every 2 week videos for 3 months. Do you get some views? Great. Keep going. If you don't get any views and nobody picks up on what you're putting down, then it could be one of two things. Either the topic is not interesting or you are not interesting. Choose one of the two. If you're set on the topic, just get better at what you do, right? But upskill yourself. Otherwise, pick a new topic, make a new channel, try again. Do I agree that luck is the number one factor in this dream endeavor? No, I do not. I actually think that luck is a very small factor. And let me just back that up. Because I can say this, but of course, it doesn't really help if I don't actually provide some form of value here. Look. This is a good example. And I'll take another one. Both more recent examples. Maybe one sec. I'm just trying to get the right idea in here. I don't think this is particularly interesting unless you can get the right idea in. That's why. Doot. Can I see the graph for this, please? No, I cannot. Okay, so 2 examples. First off, let's start with the most obvious example. Queso. Queso is a huge streamer now, right? But he started streaming in September 2022 for 613 people because he was already doing lots of stuff on TikTok and YouTube. And you can see down to 233, 218, 190. And then he just kept working for a year. And that's where it started to pop off. Another year goes by and he becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. I genuinely believe luck is not a factor. What is a factor is constant improvement. Another one is the Burnt Peanut, right? I think the Burnt Peanut has a similar story here. Started in May 2022. Didn't get anywhere. Stopped for a very long time. Came back. 6, 13, 42, 76. Kept upskilling himself. Kept becoming better and better at presenting. Figured out what his thing was. Made a brand around himself. and started getting more and more viewers, started posting on other platforms, saw huge growth, and then hit the motherlode because, I can't say this enough, he bought enough tickets. He failed enough times that he became skillful enough that when he hit the stride, he could keep the stride going. And Arc Raiders has absolutely rocketed him to the moon. But he first had to deal with 2 years. Some people do this over 5 years, 7 years. I don't believe that luck is a big thing in streaming. It's constantly upskilling yourself and putting yourself in situations where you can be discovered. Let me see. You go for series, 10 to 15 minutes per video. First series, timeline of Azeroth in the style of Kutzgesagt. That's harder to do because the problem that you're gonna run into is that people don't watch series anymore unless you are an exception. Long videos are a better option, as Iona says, or short videos on specific topics until you hit that point where you feel like, oh yeah, now I can talk about one big topic for a very long time. Let me see. Jitteru! Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. You are that exception. You love the 60-episode series of 1+ hour videos. I am the same, Green Giant. So I have one creator I will watch every single episode of. And he does, 2-3 year long gameplay episodic things. And I love that. I absolutely love that. What is this music? This is not my usual music. Hello? There we go. That's better. But I like the creator. I have bonded over the years, right? And for new creators, that is very, very hard to do. Really, really hard. Hey, Limecat, how you doing? Doing well. Thank you so much for everything you do for us small creators. Anytime. I'm so happy to hear that you've been growing. That's fantastic. I hope that 2026 is also going to give you masses and masses of growth. Hey, Zero, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. By the way, just so you guys know, right? I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of information if you didn't know this. If you are in the Content Delta Discord, right? If you are in the Content Delta Discord and you use the TTS functionality, you can actually go in and when you put a TTS in, it gets saved onto the queue. When I press a button, it starts playing that queue. And you can always check when your question was answered in the answered TTS box. And then you click the link. And if you click the link, you get taken directly to the exact moment I pressed the button and we heard your TTS, so I could answer it in the VOD. So you can always find that back for as long as the VOD is on Twitch, which is 2 weeks, if I say it correctly. So you can always go back and have a look there. Constantly, not upskilling. So getting yourself more skills. Where do you start in terms to be viral? Most streamers make fake scenarios to clip farm. Even Queso clip farms with fake scenarios. Is that the way? No. Because you can't keep it up. Right? You can't keep it up. You run into the situation where you're creating fake scenarios that are not actually coming through, but by making these fake scenarios, you're no longer personable. And as a small streamer, and as streamers in general, It is the link with the audience. The fact that we are that we can actually have a chat together and that I can interact with you directly. That's the thing that makes you a great streamer. When people can vibe with you. And fake scenarios don't do that. What is a fake scenario? So there are streamers that will read out fake chat messages. There are streamers that will overreact to things that are being said. There are people that will act in a way that is counter to their own personality. Really. Like, this is something that you saw in the very old Queso clips, where he really became big. Is where he reacts to. It's where he reacts to people calling him fat, for example. And that is exactly. Oh, 1 second. That is exactly sort of the reactions that helped. And that's absolutely fine, right? But the thing is, the reactions that he has fit with his own personality. He is this super big, I mean that in the figurative, like, personality sense. I don't mean that as, I'm not calling him fat here, okay? but he has this super extrovert reaction where he can just go, you know, he has that big personality. And there are people that don't have that. And you don't need that. Think of people like CohhCarnage. CohhCarnage doesn't have these huge outbursts. I personally don't think that I have that either. I have energy, yes, but I'm not one that goes about the minor stuff. Pirate Software is the same. I can let me think. Thorlar is one of the people. InSim has that a bit, but also not always. Who else? Like, there's you don't have to make yourself this huge extrovert person to grow. Yes, it works great on clips, and it might get you to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 viewers if you are, here it comes, lucky. But for most people, you don't want to go to 20, 30, 50,000 viewers. You know how many viewers you really want to go to? Round at about 500. I don't know why I wrote that as a number, but round at about 500. If you can get to 500 average viewers, you can have a pretty decent life if you combine that with YouTube and TikTok, right? You'll get a few thousand views per, or a few 10,000 views per TikTok. You might get a few 10,000 views per video. You'll get some sponsors in. You'll have enough people that on Twitch you're also going to get live sponsorships. You'll be fine. Don't aim to be the exception at 10, 50, 60,000 viewers. And don't do what they do, because you don't have the skills and you don't have the energy, the personality maybe, or the viewership, or the people working for you that they have. Hey Andy, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you very much. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. 500 viewers on Twitch sounds like a distant dream. Yeah, but the problem is that there's so many small streamers. So many small streamers. that focus on getting from one viewer to 50,000 viewers. And they try to act the same way as Queso, the same way as Burnt Peanut. They try and build their brand around this. And it just does not work. Look, in the end, there's only one thing you can do as a person, especially when you come on to something like live streaming. In YouTube videos, it's super easy. You know, you write a script, you are somebody for 20 minutes, and after those 20 minutes, nobody sees who you really are. On Twitch, on live streams, you are with these people for hours. So the best thing that you can do is turn your iPhone into the iPhone Max or Plus or whatever they call it now. That is the only thing you can do. The original iPhone, it could call, it could send messages, it could use the internet, it could take photos, but it couldn't do videos. So what did Apple do? Apple just looked at it and went, ooh, you know what? This whole calling thing, people don't really care about that. We don't have to invest any more money into this. We're just going to keep that exactly the same. And the whole internet browsing thing, apps became a thing. So we got to do some stuff here. And they decided to make an app store, right? They made a way so you can easily get new apps and they are vetted. And your internet browser became better and faster. But the main thing they focused on were the things that did well, that you could take photos. So they made the camera so much better. And they made it so you can actually take videos and make your screen bigger. It's not about changing your personality to fit what you think people expect. It's taking your personality and make it your personality plus. Make things that people like bigger, more prominent, and take things that people don't like or don't resonate with and make them a little bit smaller. Like, there's things you just like. I don't talk deep mathematics because every time I do, I tested this, you could see my viewership go whoop because nobody cared. I can talk deep mathematics if people want to, but nobody did. So I don't talk much about deep. I'll mention maths, right? But I won't talk about maths. So I do that a little less. On the other hand, people like what I talk about. People like that I try and be informative and like the way that I talk and the sort of storytelling style that I have built for myself. And that is my iPhone Plus. That is my personality plus. The teaching is what I think myself, I am really, really good at. So that's what I try to develop. And then the biggest thing that I would say that's really important comes, and that's don't compare yourself to other people. Other people might grow quicker, other people might grow slower. Other people might make more money, other people might make less money. Just compare yourself to how you were 3 months ago. Learn from other people, don't compare to them. Bubba, you're having a question here. When it comes to stream preparation, would you still recommend a starter to use bold widgets, screens, panels? You struggle to decide on the right one. You binge my YouTube. There are some aspects of setup that counter each other out. Personally, I think that a lot of people get overly dependent on widgets and that sort of stuff early on in their career, and it becomes less and less over time. Your screen becomes less and less cluttered. Like in my case, I have the TTS widget because it informs you guys, and that's it. Everything else rolls on and off screen as I feel it's fit. The way you want to do it is up to you, but minimalistic designs have been the major selling point of Twitch for the past 5 years, and I have not seen that shift yet. Let me see. Hey, Abotato, how you doing? You started streaming a few days ago. You're planning to clip from your streams and make shorts on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram? Very good. Would it be enough, or do I absolutely need long videos? No, you don't. Just know that short-form content attracts a whole different kind of person than long-form videos. And your brand has to accommodate for that if they're going to join your stream. Especially when you stream on TikTok, or when you look at the TikTok crowd, they expect much faster gameplay, much faster interaction than, for example, Twitch. Sorry, I'm still recovering a bit from a cold, so I cough from time to time. I try and mute myself in time. You used to have a broadcast advisor who would say, be you, but bigger. Yeah, exactly. And that's it. That's all you need to do. You've been looking at my content before starting. Any major advice for someone who's streaming in a different language from English? You do it in Arabic. Expect a smaller viewer cap, but a much higher chance for discovery. Less competition, fewer viewers. Your viewer cap is going to be lower, but you can target a very specific audience, and businesses will pay good sponsorship money for that. Roji, you're the biggest introvert in life. You try hard to speak on camera, but you always find yourself not talking at all. You've been doing YouTube videos on and off for 13 years, playing drums in your basement. It's been tough to you because the algorithm on YouTube has been tough. You just don't have any fresh ideas. You want to add gaming with music, but then that'll confuse the algorithm on YouTube. Make a new channel. Yep, make a new channel if you're going to do gaming stuff. Sorry, you don't want to confuse the algorithm. And why is there a doorbell? 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. 1 moment. What is this? The great Amazon gods brought gifts, and I have no idea what it is. 1 sec. I need to know. I need to know. Oh. Oh. I can't show that on stream. It's for a video, but I'm under embargo. I can't show that. Sorry. I didn't mean to tease. Oh, damn. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Oh, wait 1 second. I don't, come on. Work with me. Let me see. Hey, Truck and Train, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, I wrote in a wrong chat. Amazon brought me spoilers. They did bring me spoilers. Where was I? I was answering a question. I was answering a question by Abotato. No, I had answered Abotato's question. I was answering... I was going on to the next one. That was what it was. That was what I was doing. Let me see. There are many who stay true to themselves, but they soon quickly realize that no one is interested in their true self. You know what, Kaiser? I disagree with that. I think that... So there's two things here. What you're talking about, absolutely true. But there are two things here. On the one hand, you're saying people stay true to themselves, but no one is interested in their true selves. Okay. But you can stay true to yourself and still become more interesting. You can absolutely become more interesting by learning how to be good at presenting, by learning how to stream, by doing it, building the skills. Because, and I hate to say this, you are not alone. You are not the only person who likes one specific thing in the world. There are loads of people like me, and there are loads of people like you. And that can be your audience if that is what you want. But the thing is, you do need to learn how to be a good presenter and how to be a good entertainer, really. You can stay true to yourself and still train yourself to become better. Or as Iona says it in one sentence, it's not that no one is interested, they just haven't marketed it right. Thank you, Iona. Bubba saying, next noob question, you started a week ago. I had 2 streams this far. Very nice. There's practically nothing going on in your streams, like Roger Live with the speaking stuff. Start trying. Look, it's a skill you build over months of streaming. It's super important. You need to build that skill. The more you build the skill, the more chance that people will actually enjoy what you do. And again, you can build the skill multiple ways. I highly recommend Vin Zhang as one of the YouTube educators in this sort of public speaking niche. But the main thing that I would do, and there's 2 tactics that you can do. First tactic is the 30-minute a day tactic, right? You do this, as I say, 30 minutes a day, and it's something that you can do whenever, wherever. It's a 30-minute monologue. It's not actually 30 minutes. You choose a topic, you grab your phone, and you just start recording yourself on the invisible phone for 10 minutes, talking in the camera and talking to your phone. After 10 minutes, you put your phone away. Just put it away. Don't look at it anymore. The next day, you are going to look at it twice. Once, you are going to look at it just with video, and once just with audio. That takes you 20 minutes. You're going to write down as you're listening all the things that you don't like, all the things you think you can improve to become a better streamer. And then you're going to pick one thing. You're going to do another 10-minute recording. You're going to do the exact same thing the next day. Do that for 30 days and you will not recognize yourself. The second thing that I would say is something that you absolutely can do much easier than that. Whenever you are playing games offline, pretend you're online. Just start talking. If you're offline, start narrating your game. Pretend you're streaming. But now nobody can hear you. So you don't have to worry about saying something wrong. You don't have to worry about being entertaining. You just need to get into the rhythm of talking. And maybe you make yourself laugh. That would be great. Right? And maybe you realize, oh, you know what? My voice is actually really annoying. Maybe I need to take some more training on stage presence, or, maybe I'm too monotone. People don't like how I speak, but they do like what I say. These are things, again, you can help, you can train, you can build skills for. Hey, Jack Dragon, how you doing? Happy Taco Tuesday. For me, it was Curry Tuesday, actually, but that's okay. Let me see. It's hard to maintain a new channel now because you have 590 subscribers by just playing drums. You don't want to abandon them, yet you can never monetize those videos because of copyright strikes. You could do both if you have the time. But I think music in general is really hard to grow on YouTube because there is so much already. Phoenix is saying, I think I've heard you say this before, but it's also my opinion. People expect immediate popularity. It takes time to build. Viral and huge success is rare, not the rule. Exactly, that's what I was talking about earlier with you should just keep building until you have, like, be happy with 20 average viewers, with 50, with 100, and just build. Don't aim for 60,000 and hope to one day get there, because you are going to give up. You need to focus on small improvements. How much value is enlisting a close friend partner to do the same? If they can be completely honest with you and will tell you if you sound like shit, it can absolutely help, Grandpa. It can absolutely help. By the way, just saying, love the name. Grandpa is just so easy to remember. Love that. Something you found with showcasing yourself is you do far better when you share your passion. You love baking, and not surprisingly, people tune in for that more. I think I can be more authentic when I do IRL activities in general, because you also get more people with nail art and more recently solving a wooden puzzle box. You love games too, but you get locked in a bit more, so your personality doesn't shine through as much. Those other activities amplify me. See, for me, I'm very much the same. I much prefer the sort of just chatting streams. I used to be, for people that don't know, for people that are new here today, I have another channel called Mathman EU, where I used to play games for 4.5 years. I just played games. I grew to partner. I think I topped out around 144 average viewers, but it doesn't really matter. I played games. 9 out of 10 times, those evenings that I planned to play games started with an hour to 2 hours of just chatting. And I noticed more and more that the just chatting part of the stream, for me, was the fun part of the stream. So, as I also love teaching, I went with this. By the way, if I'm not reading a question or I'm missing one and you want to make sure that I answer, there is a channel point redeem on Twitch for TTS. Click that button. It is going to help because it will be added to the queue and I will be sure to answer it. Kaiser saying, I love your idealistic view and your tips and lessons. You're taking notes. However, if you said it isn't luck, why successful Twitch streamers are as much as people who win real lottery tickets? So, Kaiser, that is because popular Twitch streamers, is not lately less, but the early people, right? The people that became big early in the Twitch life, XQC, Ninja, these sorts of early adopters don't know how it is on Twitch now. And when people listen to their tips, it doesn't help them at all. The reason I say it isn't luck is because you control how much content you put out there and how you grow as a creator. And people give up before they even get there. Fun fact, 74% of all streamers give up in the first 3 months of streaming. 74%. If you have been streaming for more than 3 months, well done. You're doing great. 86% of streamers stop within the first year. As long as you don't give up, you keep building your skills, and you allow yourself to fail, you will grow your channel. That is a given. But the thing is, many streamers will turn on the computer. Okay, real talk for a moment. Many new streamers do not stream. They play games while live. if you want to grow your channel, you need to understand that streaming is less about the game you're playing and more about the personality and vibe you're bringing to the channel. I can literally go to the browse page and I'll go to Arc Raiders, and there are just a shit ton of people, and I really mean a shit ton, thousands of streamers playing the exact same game. The content that you are going to get with each of these channels differs minimally. It's all the same game. It's all the same loop. Some people are better than others. But the main big difference, it doesn't want to load anymore. There are more. It can't be 5 at the lowest. The main big difference is that each of these streams have a different streamer, different people you vibe with. That is the main difference. It's not about what game you play, it's how you play it and who you are. That is the main thing. I am catching up very quickly. Hey, Obi-Wan, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. How much value is there in the list? I read that one. Let me see. You got sponsored by 2 Gunstock communities. Is there a way to promote both on stream without having my overlay getting overwhelming? Yep, a rotator. Get an image that rolls in, is there for 10 seconds, and then rolls out again. You can do something like that with StreamerBot. And then do that every 10 to 20 minutes. Let me see. Jitteru, if you visit a stream and say hello and there's nobody else chatting and the streamer does not say hi at all, you bounce out. That's because people genuinely, you vibe with the creator. I could be playing a game right now. I could be, I don't know, just sitting somewhere in a cafe and chatting to you guys. And many of you would still be here because you vibe with what I'm talking about and the creator that I am. And I think for many people, it's becoming the creator you want to be. That is the important part. Let me see. Totally didn't stream this game last night. How are you enjoying it, Sherry? I have not played it, but it looks so much fun. I just haven't had the time. People that stumbled upon my streams and your loved ones all said it is indeed your gift to talk to camera, even when there's no one, and it shines more when there are actual people. Problem is that no one is chiming into stream. Are you making content on other platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, especially short form? Because that is how you get discovered. You don't get discovered on Twitch anymore. I really just need to remake a button. I used to have a button that when somebody says, how do you get discovered on Twitch, just went, if you want to get discovered on Twitch, you need to make content on other platforms such as YouTube and TikTok, and then bring those viewers over from those platforms to Twitch. It was a button I could press for it. I should really put that back. Let me see. Also, Barry, you in the community here suggested the 12 days of Christmas cookies like 5 months ago. Big hit, very big hit. Have we gotten a yearly segment out of this, Saknika? Are we going to see more of that? Because that is awesome. That is really, really cool. I love to hear that. And that's why I love this community in general, right? The whole idea of us being able to have a conversation, to help each other, lift up all the boats. I freaking love that. Hey, Tuna Wing! Thank you so much for the raid, you absolute legend. Welcome in, Raiders. Hey, Sour. Hey, Tori Sama. Hey, Creepy Error. As long as you're not a blue screen, we'll be okay. How you doing? How was the stream? Tell me all about it. What were you playing? Let me see. Could be improved. Your content on the other apps is just basic clips of your stream talking that you find funny. Perhaps I'll have to look into good editing skills. Edit them. Yeah. Like, okay, if you want to make good shorts, you need to edit them really tight. I can highly recommend it. Creepy Error, thank you so much for the follow. And Sarah Existing, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Oh, you were playing Phasmo. How are you enjoying it? How are the new ghosts treating you? I have not played Phasmo in absolute ages at this point. Multiple months, which is definitely a new record for me. December 11th, 2026 will be the start of the next 12 days of Christmas cookies. It's already planned. I love it. I love it. And you know what the great thing is, Technica? Because you now know it in January that you're going to do it again, you can already start thinking about the cookies you want to make. That's what I like. It's one of the things that I'm actually planning to do this year. It's planning Christmas stuff and all that sort of stuff well in advance. New ghosts are kind of cool. Not looking forward to the Tanglewood rework. Are they making massive changes? I warned about this. I said keep the layout the same. Just change some small things. It is not my birthday. Make the same cookies every year. You have them down to a science for the most part. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's fantastic. But yeah, so, what was I talking about? Yes. So if you want to edit good shorts, right? If you want to edit good shorts, you need to keep an eye on your simple 3-act system. Act 1 is your hook. It takes about 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, somebody needs to know, whoever the viewer is, needs to know what they are going to get out of this short. They need to know, if I watch this, I am going to learn this, or something is going to happen. You're going to tease them in and say, hey, something cool's about to happen. This is what it is. You're going to be interested. Then you're going to take the content. That's step 2. That lasts as long as it needs to last. And then at the end, you're going to do a call to action. Although more and more we see the call to action worked into the content. This could be something like a little banner with your Twitch name on there and your YouTube. Or it could be you saying follow for more or something like that. Make them want to, like, give them an incite them to do something for you with your content or your channel. Let me see. To Wolf, why does Ctrl-Z undo not work on StreamerBot? You want to beat your head against the wall, lost 2 hours of work? Oh no, yeah, Ctrl-Z doesn't work. I don't know why. They're getting rid of the kitchen island. You know what? I don't like that. I really don't like that. I am seeing some TTS though, so let's have a listen.
Bubba Barbarian says for me and others that are normally not talking at all, even IRL, not moving even the head by the slightest and not having any more facial expressions than blinking from time to time. Can you provide any resources on getting going? I'd take anything. Done by you, by anyone else, I don't care. I just disbelieve being a statue is getting me anywhere. Although that is me being myself.
You're correct. You are being yourself in a way that... So you're being yourself without any modifications. What you should be looking for is being yourself while also being an entertainer. Don't forget that. You need to be an entertainer too. And I'm gonna give you a YouTube... I'm going to give you a YouTube channel. There you go. Vin Zhang. And go check him out. He is an incredible public speaker and an incredible teacher of public speaking. Let me see. Do you recommend paying someone that knows how to edit charts with all the experience and how to make it popular, or learn on selves? Ooh. Oh, that is a question I will answer in just a moment, because I think this is actually a really interesting and very important question. Really, really important question. And I think genuinely that people can learn a lot from the answer. So I will wait with that for a moment. It's only 10 more seconds, so that's fine. You know, I came here with the idea of I'm going to explain how I set my year up to get success. Didn't expect this many questions early on. That's fine. So the question by Kaiser is, do you recommend paying someone that knows how to edit shorts with all the experience on how to make it popular, or learn ourselves how to edit, which is the harder route? Two things. First off, it's the tallest boy in the world. Hey, TD, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fantastic. And hey, Crisis, how are you? So the two things that I would say is, first, number one, start with editing yourself. Start to understand how A-roll works, how B-roll works, what it means to have a jump cut, a J cut, an L cut, how to add SFX, how to add music, because otherwise you don't know how to talk to other people about what you want for your edit. So start with 3 months of editing your own shorts, and then start looking for somebody that you might be able to hire to do that instead. How you doing, TD? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. We do have another TTS.
Iris Voltil says, I am considering what kind of videos I want to do for YouTube. I have a lot of long-form video ideas, such as narrated stories, lore presentations from an in-universe perspective, and videos discussing actual world building. But I am struggling to come up with ideas for shorts.
It depends on what route you are going. If you're going the route of narrated stories, there are loads of people that do short narrated stories or narrated Reddit posts, for example. It is really interesting. I watch a few of them that do like D&D stories, and they just narrate that and they give their own spin on it, and that's it. That's the short. The other thing that you can do if you're going for more storytelling, so more lore, essay, idea, then do short stories. Do the 1-minute stories. Do the 3-minute stories. If you're going for actual world building, give tips. That can really help. Hey, Keith, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. You want to thank me for so much. You're retiring and have been learning so much from me. Oh, thank you very much, Keith. That's awesome. And I hope you enjoy retirement. You should see what his boys at Stream Up are cooking up. DM me. I need to know. I'm always interested, TD. You know this. But yeah, I would 100% look at sort of the look at sort of how can you take what you're doing in your long form videos and make them into short form videos. Shorts containing character origin stories always hit well. Yes, that works as well. Absolutely. Or, you know what could be interesting? This is just me, like, I get an idea and I'm spewing it out, right? I don't know if this works. I don't know if it's good, but you need to know. for yourself if this is something you'd want to do. If you're gonna do stuff like world building, why not occasionally, or do like a weekly series where you do like a world building prompt? Or you do, you explain the world building in popular fiction. Like, why did J.R.R. Tolkien decide to design Middle-earth the way it's designed? What are some of the really interesting features in the world that nobody thought about? I recently saw a video, and I have no idea what it was about. There was somebody talking. This was a short. Somebody talking about Kenshi, a game. Kensing, Kenshi, something like that. And he was talking about the ancient empire and the old empire. Still no idea what it was about. But he looked at the map and did a whole analysis on how water erosion would have affected the map. And then he reverse engineered it to show that the old empire, all of it was harbor cities or island cities, blah, blah, blah. But the ancient empire was underwater sometimes, which means at some point that must have been land filled up with water and then emptied again, because right now that was land, not underwater. And it's like, I would have never thought about that. I wasn't even interested, but the moment he started doing the analysis, I could not scroll away. I needed to know what the interesting bit was. So these sorts of analyses can do really, really well. And if anybody knows what game I'm talking about, feel free to post it in the chat. Hey, Peachy, Happy New Year. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. Hope you had a good Christmas and stuff. You went to grab some clips from your last 2 streams for short, but you realized these clips would actually make really good full-on videos instead. There you go, RevBomb. That's fantastic. That's really, really good. But, like, there are loads of ideas you can do. The best way to do them, by the way, if you really want to figure out what's going to work, is check YouTube, check TikTok. What is already working? And how could that work for you? Hey, Ara, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very, very much. We have one more TTS.
RevBombRR says I've recently hit 30 subs on my channel and got to add 3 new emotes to my channel. I'm so stoked
congrats.
and just beside myself that my work is paying off and can't thank you enough.
That is awesome. There we go. Patrick, thank you very much. Apparently, the game is literally just called Kenshi. And I didn't even know the game existed. I had no idea. But somehow I got sucked into this with science. No clue. No clue whatsoever what the game was, but I found it really, really interesting. I found it really, really interesting to just watch. You could do that with world building, right? You can do that with many different things. Been taking your advice as a stream review and things have been going great for you. Talking more to a point now I've been having yapping streams. Hey! We love to see it. Yapping streams are the best. That is fantastic. Very, very happy to hear that. And my holidays were very good, Peachy. Yeah, had a bit of backache, but you know, that's just me being old and all that. But for the rest, I've been doing very, very well, actually. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sure we were talking about something, right? And I have completely forgotten where we were. Yes! We were talking about my yearly theme. Your actual gameplay is probably 30 minutes? That's brilliant. That's funny, though, right? Because and this is something that I've talked about this earlier as well, and I'll say it again. The game is background noise. What you really should be looking at is how well are people vibing with you, because that is what people are interested in. For those that did join later, I will do a quick recap of what we were talking about originally, which is how to make your year a successful year. And the one thing that we talked about mainly is New Year's resolutions are shit. You should instead think of a theme. And the theme that I chose for this year was, I need to find it again, just so I say it correctly, the year of intentional focus. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a good year. Hey, Tex, how you doing? Glitchface Ninja, thank you so much for the follows. If the game is fun, I'll watch that game again. If the creator is fun, then I'll watch that creator again. That is such a good way of saying it, Dr. Green. Like, I know it's a very simple way. That's a really strong way of saying it, because what you're saying there is you could watch that creator again, do whatever they want, and you'd still watch them because they're fun to watch. Yeah, I get it. Let me see. Going off of clips and whatnot, there's short green screen clips I make with my viewers that retain them but won't get recognized big on YouTube. So there's a short form content that's for views and some for retention. So, personally speaking, I would say that, especially for YouTube and TikTok shorts, your short should always focus on discoverability, on getting more people to find you, because your shorts, those are your those are the billboards for your channel. Somebody sees this, sees 60 seconds, and needs to get the urge of, I actually really want to watch more of this. That is what I want. That is the thing that is actually going to help me. And once you start doing that, that is where you see that more and more people will join you on these other channels, TikTok, YouTube, and then slowly start making their way over to Twitch. But I will say that should not be your main goal. Your main goal when making short form content, you start making it because you want more viewers on Twitch. You continue making it because you want to build an ecosystem around you and your brand. And having these audiences on different platforms is really, really helpful. Yeah, you're right, Dr. Green. I like the way you say that as well. That absolutely works. That absolutely works. I feel like I've been really thrown off of the whole yearly theme thing, but I'm going to try and grab a little bit back to it because I think it's very important. Starting this new channel on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube with 0 subs or follows is going to be interesting. I mean, that's how it works, right? Content Groove, everybody starts from 0. Everyone. From the biggest creators to the smallest affiliates, everybody started from 0. And I think that's the beauty, because everybody starts equal. The only thing that you can do is get as much possible momentum before you start going live. And that is something that a lot of people do. So they will start their YouTube way ahead to something like, if you look at people like Queso, who started on different channel, right? Started on TikTok. Iona started on TikTok. People like, who was it I recently saw live? I can't remember. Started on YouTube, right? And then brought people over once he had like 10,000 views per video. He went, hey, I'm now streaming on Twitch as well. And his first stream was to 173 people. 173 people on your first stream is insane. Don't expect that, by the way. That's not how things work. But, the little one is home. I'm gonna give her a quick cuddle. And then she's off to bed. And I will be right back. I also need to refill my water bottle. So I'm gonna give you guys some early ads. And then I will be right back. Just a moment. And we're back. Sorry about that. We have new water. My throat is no longer as itchy. And the little one is going to bed. Perfect. So, where were we? Yeah, Grumpa is saying Tango Tech did the same. Started with YouTube. A lot of people start on YouTube, then move over to Twitch. Like, even this channel, technically, right? I started on YouTube, and I didn't start... So I started it on YouTube about 2 years ago, seriously. And I didn't start streaming until... on this channel until last year. And it does help. It absolutely helps. Like, I can't deny the fact that it helps. It definitely is something that people that people use to sort of boost themselves on Twitch, because what happens is people will watch videos much more readily than they will tune into a live stream of multiple hours, because a video is 20 minutes ish of the best part of the content. What? I have a 1-year-old watching me at the moment and being very curious as to why I'm talking to what seems to be 2 screens. Talking about, you know, explaining your job to people. So, where were we? Yes, we were talking about yearly themes. For those that don't know, yearly themes are an alternative to New Year's. The fact that she's 1 is unacceptable. How dare she grow so fast? She is so big. She has to get her 1-year shots tomorrow. It's crazy. She's gonna get her 1-year shots, and she's gonna get measured and weighed. Also, she has this new trick. To get your attention, she will go, ha ha. She will just fake cough at you, like, ha ha. We've gone from the baby gets home to the little one gets home. Yeah, true. True. That's what we've been doing, pretty much. You're gonna see her in front of the TV one day talking to it. I would not be surprised, Sherry. I would not be surprised. Where was I? Ah, yes. So, let's quickly take a step back. I was talking. I personally genuinely think that New Year's resolutions are the devil's work. It is way too easy to fail them because, as I was saying earlier, if your New Year's resolution is to read 12 books and you only read 11, then you failed. While with a yearly theme, you can make that a lot broader. So we were talking about other people's yearly themes earlier, and my yearly theme for this year is the year of intentional focus. So really, I just want to make sure that when I focus on things, when I use my limited energy and time, I use it on things that are actually viable. Something that is really, really important. So, I was just going over my core principles, and the core principles for me are choice over reactive. So, conscious choice over reactive behavior. That was the first one I was talking about. And for me, I think the most important part here is that I change from constantly reacting to things that are happening to me to planning and actually realizing a long-term strategy where I can review things like analytics and that sort of stuff to become a better creator, to use my time in a proper way instead of constantly getting distracted. Reacting every 5 minutes drains your energy completely, to be honest, which is one of the major reasons. The second one that I strongly believe in is quality over quantity. And this is not meant as content, because that is not always true. But when it comes to attention, it is definitely true. If you want to make sure that people, that you get good work done it is better to spend 2 hours or an hour writing your content, really deliberately sitting down 1 hour of writing, no distractions, than using 4 hours and then watching YouTube on the side and, browsing TikTok on your phone and eating in the meantime. It's about making the time that you spend actually worth something. And that is 100% where I would that is my second core principle for this particular theme. And the thing that I'm solving for here is that high demand projects such as a YouTube channel, such as a Twitch channel, require a high investment of time and energy. They just do. If it's not for going live, then it's for making shorts. If it's not for making shorts, then it's for making, coming up with new ideas or making YouTube videos. And that is why I have very quickly, over the past few years, I've identified that for me, I have golden hours. This is from 8 in the morning till 12, where I just focus best. If I work 4 hours dedicated in that 4-hour block, I can get more done than I can get done on a semi-focused day of 8 or 10 hours. So I'm going to make sure that is one of the things that I really pay attention to that sort of 8 to 12 hour block in the morning. The third thing is eliminate low value items. And there's a few ways I intend to do this. The first one is delegation. Get other people to do stuff for me. But also low value items such as watching YouTube or playing games while I shouldn't be is something that I'm going to be working on. And I think this can be very, very, like, having these 3 to 5 different things that you really work on can give you a good guidance. So if you have a theme for the year, or have you been thinking about a theme over the last hour, 2 hours, how long have we been streaming? 2.5 hours. Let's say 2 hours. That where we actually talked about this 2 hours ago. Jesus Christ, time goes quick. If you have a theme for the year, think about those core principles. What are the 3 things that you would that would give you the biggest win? That can give you the biggest chance to achieve what you want to achieve, to make your life better this year. And make them don't make them extrinsic, make them intrinsic. Don't say stuff like, oh yeah, I could get more viewers or that sort of stuff, because you don't have control over that. You need to pick things that you can actually have control over in your life. If you have full control over it, that is where you can actually be responsible for it. And once you're responsible for it, people are going to find it way more interesting, or you are going to find it way more interesting to work on something like that. So make sure you use intrinsic goals you can be responsible for. Same with your principle. Don't make those extrinsic. Don't let other people control your success. Hey, Infernos, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Always welcome. Always welcome. So when we then come to the goals, what is my goal for the year? Well, let's first talk about how most people set goals. Because I think a lot of you, who here, honestly, who here has set a goal for this year for their Twitch channel in the form of get X viewers or followers or make Y money? How much that is, doesn't matter. Hey, Jan, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. genuine question. How many of you have, or let's take another one. Get the subscribers. Your only Twitch goal right now is to hit that stream button. That's good. That's a good goal to have. But these goals, these are extrinsic. Hey, Pania, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. You know a streamer that obsesses over losing a follower? Look, there are websites, no word of a lie. There are websites where you can track, who unfollows you. Not just, you don't just see the number tick down, which is normal on Twitch, but you can see who it is that unfollows you. And oh my God, please don't even look at that. It's not important. Who cares who unfollowed you? You can't send them an exit interview, can you? It happens. I know loads of people that unfollow me. The only job you have on as a streamer is get more follows than you lose. What is the site called? I don't know the name of it anymore. Hey, Tio, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. I would like to send an exit interview. You would like to be Twitch HR? You really don't. You really don't after they fired like 400 people earlier this late last year. I was going to say earlier this year. There's not much earlier this year to find. You're not setting any goals this year. You've set them the last few years and always come up short. So this year you're saying que sera sera. Whatever will be, will be. Fair enough. Fair enough. Tell me your gripings with my... Yes. So, I see that on the 3rd of January, you decided to unfollow me 1 hour and 37 minutes into my stream. We were playing Phasmophobia at the time. I just want to ask you, why were you... What was the reason for the unfollow? Were you unhappy with the content I provided? Did you just not have enough time? Or would you prefer that I stream in a different time slot? No, don't do that. Don't obsess over that sort of stuff. Please don't. Please don't. Oh man, that is such a terrible way of being. My content is not very height accessible, so you're unfollowing? We even provided you a chair though, TD. Yeah, exactly. Just with the knife. Why'd you unfollow? Don't do that. Don't do that. It is a terrible, terrible precedent to set. Hey, DBQ, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Good to see you. You could care less if you lose a follower. Yeah, it sucks. But if they don't want to be there, then oh well. Exactly. It's like, okay, you made content they liked. They followed. Now you're no longer making content they liked. Or maybe they just don't have the time. Right? That could be it as well. A lot of the time, I noticed... I noticed you never hit that gratuity bits tab. Oh my god. Can you... Oh, now I want to make a little screen, right? A little screen that every time somebody unfollows, it brings up the little tab going, do you want to leave a tip? And then it just goes 10%, 15%, 20%, and then no, but I will put a sticker over the no. Just because, right? A sticker over the no so you can only faintly see it and you can't press the button. It was the New Year purge of channels you no longer watch regularly. Yeah, no, exactly. That happens. Crisis, thank you for the 20 biddies. Thank you very, very much. 20%, exactly. Just every time, right? Every time. That's how this works. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's simply the game you're playing. Sometimes, you know, but the thing is, they don't have to give a reason. Followers come and go. It's fine. You know what feels way, way worse? When somebody has been watching you for months and suddenly they don't show up anymore. And after a week, you're like, something's not right. And then after another week, you're like, wait, where is this person? And they've disappeared off the internet. And you can find them nowhere. And you are just, as a streamer, sitting there like, but we always had such good talks. Where have you gone? I can't DM you on Discord either because you're not in my Discord. That sometimes is weird. Andy is saying you can have 10,000 followers but no viewers. Better to retain viewership with whatever followers you do have. Same TD is saying, yeah, if you have 1,000 followers and a CCV of 10 means that 99% of your followers are not watching. So why would an unfollow make a difference? Exactly. And the thing is, you're going to get to that point. You are going to get to that point where you might have 1,000 followers and a CCV of 3, 5, 10. It's just a thing. And that's okay. I know somebody that had 800 followers and 129 average viewers. Don't ask me how, but he managed it. It doesn't matter. Followers, once you get to the 25 to hit affiliate, followers is a vanity metric and it does not matter. It is more about how long you've been on Twitch than how many people actually watch you. Because people will follow and then just never unfollow either. But don't show up. I'd rather have 10 people show up every single day than 1,000 followers. You have one person who will randomly unfollow, leave your Discord for a few months at a time, then come back later. Their life gets crazy and they just purge all their internet stuff. And when they're ready to come back, they do. Feels like there are better ways to deal with that, but sure. Right? That's okay. Donnie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing amazing. Happy New Year, you wonderful, wonderful person. Hey, DBQ. Thank you so much for the follow, you absolute legend. Thank you very much. How you doing? How was your end of year, Donnie? I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful time. But would I rather have 10 people show up or have you show up? You know the answer to that, TD. You, anytime. I watched 3 vids of Vin. It's all the same you get told in school holding presentations. I need something that makes me want to talk or communicate non-verbally. Wanting to talk, I think, is something that you learn. You learn that by doing. I think that is something if you really want to go there, it's just doing. It's just streaming for a few weeks and watching your own VODs and realizing you are just super quiet. Am I using Teams or are you just trolling with the notification? I am absolutely trolling. My alert sounds are a Snapchat notification MSN Messenger, you other old people, Telegram, Discord, Windows 10, WhatsApp, Steam, iPhone, and Microsoft Teams. Yeah, I have random notification sounds. It's just random ones. No ICQ. No. Sadly. I've just been finding random sounds, like very well known ones, and just adding it. You unfollowed some people because you started rating channels your size to get to know people in the community and realized you might have accidentally started a follow for follow thing. You have to think realistically though, how often am I going to watch this person after meeting them once? True, Ref Bomb. Absolutely true. Have a random question generator on topic you like. Have it go off when you've not talked for 60 seconds. I wonder if you could do that. I wonder if you could... I think you could. But it's not easy. Because, and I can actually tell you... I tried to set up a timer that would start counting the moment your microphone was silent for more than 3 seconds. And I really tried. But there is no way to get that information from your OBS out of OBS. Frosty, there's a hammer for you. Thank you. Make a redeem, have a mod access to using it to alert you. Yeah, that works as well. And if you're a small streamer, can I give you a very, very small thing? A tip? Yeah? If you use StreamerBot, which I still would say everybody should, make an action. Make an action, and it's super simple, right? I'm just gonna call it test, but make an action, and all you're going to do is set the trigger to Twitch, chat message. And then for the sub actions, just core, and then sounds, and that's hidden behind me, but play sound. Pick whatever sound you want and play it only on your headset, not on your PC, only on your headset. Add a little delay of 60 seconds. And now, if people haven't spoken for 60 seconds and a new message comes in, you get a ping when a message is sent. It is lovely. These can really help. How come you don't have all the same actions or triggers as I do? Do you have the newest version of StreamerBot? And have you added your Twitch, YouTube channel, your Kick channel, and your integrations? Yes, and that is why. So actually, I used that for a while on this channel because there would be situations like I sometimes monologue on this channel, right? We talk about things and I just talk about one thing in specifically for a longer while, and chat goes quiet. But then somebody would say something and I would get a little ping in my ears and I'd be like, oh, who's saying something? It can be really, really helpful. It can be really, really helpful. And for small streamers, starting streamers, knowing that is really nice. Also, something that I will say is don't fill your chat with chatbots. If your chat looks like, oh, there's a chatbot, and the chatbot's saying something, and then there's another chatbot, and the chatbot's saying something, and the chatbot comes back, and it just keeps going like that. At a certain point, a real person is gonna say something, and all they see is just chatbots. That makes them unwilling to talk to you. They only see chatbots and they go, oh, so there's nobody here, never mind. It's better to have it empty than to have it spammed with chatbots. Can I use that to ping yourself when people talk for the first time in stream? So you can say hello and not miss it in a moment? Yes, you can. In your triggers, add Twitch chat first words. This only triggers once every 12 hours. It works. Also, first words do a lot in this chat. You do not realize this, but it does a lot in this chat. You know when when you say your first words, it actually logs the color of your name into my streamer bot. So that when you do something, I can show your name in the color you're using if you want to. Could I make a compilation of my actions? It's not going to help. For multiple reasons. Look. These are just my categories. Each of these has actions in there. It's not going to be very useful to go through this because there is just quite a lot. And most of these are from the widgets that I make, right? For you guys. And you can just download them. If you, by the way, didn't know, all the stuff that you see, for example, and Nutties. I also use Nutties stuff. But the TTS bot, the shoutout widget, the music widget, which I'm redeveloping, the hype train widget, all that stuff you can download for free. Very simply from my website, contentdelta.online. You go to the stream shop, you go to the bottom. Actually, no. What? You go to the stream shop. There we go. You go to the bottom, and there are all the free assets you can download. Hey, Jaxie! How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. 1, the committee seems to be at rest. That's good, Frosty. What's 2? And thank you very much, Jaxie. I can tell you, baby was spoiled. The white oven dishes will absolutely try and blow up the microwave. Ask me how I know. No. Did you blow up the microwave? Please don't tell me you... Okay, you didn't. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Hey, Vera, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, no, we were going to throw the white dishes anyway, so that's fine. They're old. I mean, don't blow up the microwave for a few more months, then we own the microwave. The white dish may have actually blown up the microwave or blown up the white dish. Hey, Fit to Respawn, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fantastic. You trying to buy YouTube content? Let's go. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. There were angry... Wait, what? Angry lightning strikes usually means something metal is in there. Did you leave your spoon/fork in? No. Okay. Good to know. Lead paint, maybe. Vera, you've been enjoying my YouTube style content. Let's go. It's good to see someone give good and honest advice for new streamers. If I'm not going to be honest, I can't help you. Very simple. So I will be honest. Is that dish fit to respawn? No. No. But apparently, these these are, by the way, oven-safe dishes, which we cannot use in the microwave. That's good to know. Good to know. I will not do that again. At least you got your food, right? But yeah. Let me see. Fit to respawn! Respawn, you absolute maniac! Thank you for the 10 gifted to Specking, Bima, Limecat, Sherry, Sunfei, Turnip World. What a name. Stray Cat Aura, TD, Redaily, and Tanashiro. Thank you very, very much. You are an absolute legend. That's insane. Oh, thank you very much. That's really, really kind. No, it's not. Okay, fine. It can go into the cardboard fund. That's amazing. Thank you very, very much. Honestly, I love making the videos. I love making the guides. And I absolutely love hanging out with you guys here as well. Frosty, no! Frosty, thank you for the 5 gifted to DBQ, Content Groove, King, Kitabyte, and Bubba. You guys, soon enough, there won't be anybody in here without a sub anymore. Please don't. I will forget that we have ads. I need to get used to that again. Aura! Guys, oh, why? You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Aura, thank you for the 5 gifted to Tex, Halloumi, Thrillkill, Jitteru, and Donnie. Thank you very, very much. You guys are insane. Thank you very, very much. What's an ad? I know. What's going on? Finite! Finite, you absolute legend. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. Hey, Jalopy. Hey, Theodorus. Hey, Steve's very own. Hey, One Up Cat. Hey, Finite. How are you? Guys, you absolute legends. Thank you so much for the raid. Finite, what have you been up to? Tell me all about it. And if you guys don't know me, my name is Barry Epps. I run the Content Delta channel over on YouTube, where I try to help other streamers grow their streams. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm usually building random little widgets for stuff, which is nice. For StreamerBot, and of course those are free to download. In the meantime, I need to already shift over to Tuna Wing, who just gifted 5 subs as well. Guys, please. Patriot King, Phoenix, Tribal, Kaiser, and Sarah Existing, enjoy the gifted subs. Enjoy the 30 days of ad-free viewing and the 30 days of emotes. You guys are fantastic. You've been working on a new retro scene collection for the Elgato Marketplace. That is awesome. That's really, really cool. I can't wait to see it. I need to ask you a question. I'm going to write this down because otherwise I will forget. Finite audio levels. I've been trying to build something and I haven't been able to. So I need to ask you because you probably know better than I do. Also, that timer is still not working the way it's supposed to. But that is okay. Guys, a level 6 hype train. You are insane. 2026 has just started. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Apparently so. I was missed with every sub so far. Go for it, Finite. You're an absolute legend. Thank you again so much for the raid. Huh? Huh? Okay. Fit to Respawn, thank you so much for the 25 gifted to Vera, Derek and Afraid, J Vogt, Miser, Ali, Kirk, R2, Jangle, Riot Ice, Fated Chronicles, Gameplay Patriot, Cersei, Fruit Gum, Shez Plus Cats, Alex, Theodorus, Fox Van, Finite Singularity, Jalopy, Karma, Mighty Chingus, Jure, Cad, and Sparkling Dragon, and Rion Raiden. Holy shit! Thank you very, very much. You guys are absolute legends. Am I almost broken? No, I am very broken. Sagnika, thank you for the 100 biddies to push us to Hype Train level 9. Now, again, that timer definitely not working. Need to fix at some point soon. You guys are insane. Thank you very, very much. Honestly, I thought 2025 was the pinnacle of my years on Twitch. But apparently you guys are just starting 2026 off crazily. Thank you very, very much. Man, I can't wait for this year. It is going to be incredible. I have so many cool ideas. And I'm hoping to keep making videos. And of course also helping you guys here on Twitch and on YouTube to build your streams. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask them in the Discord. We are also, by the way, going to continue doing 2 stream review streams per month, minus this month where there will be 1 for reasons. But yeah, I'm honestly super grateful. Thank you all very, very much. Jack Dragon, thank you so much for the 200 biddies. I think I said it already, but I'm going to say it again. Ara, thank you so much for the 50 biddies. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Genuinely. I'm even going to snooze the ads for a bit because otherwise the ads are going to hit in the middle of the hype train, and I don't want that. I have some cool ideas for widgets as well, but the first big project, a big behind-the-scenes look that you guys are going to get, I can already tell you about. These are not going to be videos. These are not going to... Might be one video, but probably not. Because Frosty and I are going to be moving, I am going to rebuild my whole studio. And I'm going to do part of that live. I'm going to do a video about that. It's going to be good fun. But it's gonna be behind the scenes, and I'll show you guys how I set up my office, my thoughts behind it, how I set up my cameras, all of it. Sherry, thank you so much for the 500 biddies. Thank you very, very much. I think it can actually help. Like, one, I have so much gear that is cool to show off, but that's not the main point. I think the main point for me is going to be, while I set up my studio, is how can you do this on a budget? How can you do this without even investing, right? For free, and then show off just how I'm gonna set it up. It's gonna be good fun, but that's gonna be the first big project of the year, and that will probably be in March, maybe a little bit earlier. We'll talk about that when we get a little closer, once I know. So we're going to be building studios, and I'm going to show you something. Yeah, this is gonna probably do it like a little pling or something, but I want to show you guys. So one of the things that the new studio is going to have is something I have hanging above the PC for a while now. And it is one of these. It's going to be 2 of these, in fact. This is the Upspot Tail Air. It is a 4K PTZ camera. And what I want to do is I want to do an overhead shot, so I can write things on paper and show things off easier. So we're going to do more tech stuff. On top of that, I have been playing with the idea of building a test bench so we can run a separate OBS on a separate computer and try and break things. But the overhead setup is a definite yes. It's going to be amazing. A 3D printer? No, I'm not going to get a 3D printer. Mostly because that's a lot of money. Yeah. That sounds like Finite on a daily basis. I know, Jalopy. I know. And Finite's probably much better at breaking things than I am. Problem is, if I break things on stream now, it breaks the stream PC, and therefore, that's gonna be a problem. Guys, thank you all so freaking much for a level 9 hype train. You guys are insane. Thank you very, very much. Enjoy those emotes and know that you have supported my cardboard collecting habits in sufficient manner. No, I'm going to reinvest all this back into the stream. All of it is going back into the stream because I have things I want to do. I have giveaways I want to run again. So, for those that have been here for a while, they know that I do monthly gear giveaways on the other channel, right? I'm going to bring those here. I need to implement them, but then I'm going to be doing monthly giveaways of cameras, of green screens, of gear, just stuff to help you build your stream a bit more as well. That's coming back this year. As a little thank you for all the support that you guys give me every single time I stream. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Should I either train streaming, or should I invest my time in writing a script for your first YouTube video? Words. I have none. I literally have none. Fit to Respawn. Thank you so freaking much for the 50 community sub gifts. That is insane. Thank you very, very much. That is genuinely mind-boggling. Thank you. Oh my god. No words. I genuinely have no words. Like, it feels like thank you is not enough. Wow. Honestly, thank you very much, Fit to Respawn. That's incredible. Really, really incredible. I'm gonna keep cranking out content for y'all. That's the best way that I can help you, right? That's the best way I can repay it. So, thank you very much. Tino, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, I wish I had more to tell you guys of what's gonna happen this year. I don't. I haven't gotten that far yet. But know that this will definitely all be going to content. Every single bit of that will be going to making better content for y'all. That's it. That's all I can say. So thank you very, very much. I definitely have 2 TTSs, which I think are going to be from the hype train. But let's have a look. See.
Saknika says, "Let's go."
Saknika, we cannot goo on stream. That is not PG-13 content. That is for the OnlyFans or Flash's stream. That is not for here. Thank you very much. No, we don't flash on stream either, Frosty. Oh God, how? You know what? Moving on.
Otter Nonsense says, "New year, new hype train record."
I actually think did we get one, or did we get close to it? Because it's still insane. How many subs for a Flash on stream? I'm sorry, my Flash is in another country. I can't get him over. Hey, Survivor, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. That is the Flash I'm talking about, by the way. Yeah, the Flash Force. Amazing guy. Really, really kind, by the way. If you haven't checked Flash out, go check him out. Lovely, lovely person. Especially if you like Phasmophobia. There's a lot of Phasmophobia content. Oh, man. I genuinely, I have forgotten what we... Like, that is my brain right now. Blank screen. We were talking about something. I was going to play some games at some point. Maybe it's time for that. Frickin' hell. That's insane. That's insane. What was I talking about? I was answering questions. Somebody ask a question so I get back on track. What game we aiming for today? We are aiming for Noita. Possibly. Yes, Frosty. Sorry, Frosty just needed a moment there. Yeah, I freaking love Noita. Noita is good fun. We will probably be playing that in a little bit just for it. Because I'm bad at it. I'm terrible at it. And you guys get to vote on ways to make me die. Where was I? Yeah, so I actually I'm looking at my notes to see if I have anything to say, but no, I don't. Since I've been busy with family for the holidays, did you see PlayTop released a buffet update? I haven't. I have not, Saknika. Oh man, I really want to play PlayTop again. Hey, Alpha Panda, what did you miss? Insanity. You've missed Insanity. That's what you've missed. But you're never late. You're never late. Me, bad at a game. Me, actually, I posted a short about this. I strongly believe, and I will say this again, you don't need to be good at games to be a good streamer. You absolutely don't. And people that think so probably need to look at most big streamers at this point. Because they are not. Yeah, a lot of flashing and goo was missed, apparently. And just absolute insanity by the community. Thank you all so much. Again, the ads are gonna run. And then I think, do we have any questions? No, there's none there either. So, I think Stray friendly fire and bigger streamers? No, it's true though. Don't worry, no one has ads. I mean, Kitabyte, when you're right, you're right. I will have a look at that after the stream, TD. I always do. I always do. Hopefully you'll be able to build your own community, awesome community like you have over here someday. Kaiser, it is honestly, building a community on Twitch is the hardest and most fun thing. I have a freaking PhD, and it is still the hardest and most fun thing I have done in my life. I freaking love it. I genuinely love streaming, and this is one of the things that a lot of people don't realize when they start streaming. You are wearing a lot of hats. You're the presenter, you're the community manager, you're the HR person, right? As we displayed earlier. You're the PR person, you're the CEO, you're the producer, you're the writer. You do everything. And that can be really, really hard, but it is not a problem because for most people, it is a skill that you learn over time. The only thing that I will tell you is you will absolutely be able to build that community as long as you give it time and energy. If you don't invest the time into upskilling yourself, into actually streaming, actually going live and making that content on other platforms, then you're not going to build a community because you're not putting in the effort. If you put in the effort, 9 out of 10 times you will get the reward. It's just a lot of effort to put in. It really is. With that being said, I think because this is a normal stream, normal streams are usually 6 hours. They go for 3 hours with tips and that sort of stuff, and then we play games for 3 hours just to relax. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So if you're over on YouTube and you want to join us over on Twitch, then you can do so. Twitch.tv/Content Delta. We're going to be playing some Noita. You guys will be able to vote on all sort of stuff. And of course, in the meantime, we will still be answering questions all the way through the TTS. And we will see you guys on Friday. For those on Twitch, we are going to continue